Students, what I'll do is we have to today discuss something called as physical changes and something called as chemical changes. Okay, what I'll do is I'll give them in the form. I'll teach you in the form of difference so that you'll understand it better. Physical change, students, this change is temporary. Okay, physical changes are temporary. Whereas chemical changes are permanent. Once the change has taken place, the job is over. Second, in physical changes, there is no change in the composition of matter. Meaning, the composition of matter, like solid will remain solid, liquid will remain liquid, and all that. Here there is total change in composition of matter. Are you okay here? There is total change in the composition of matter. Physical changes can be brought about very easily by bringing about the changes in parameters, म्हणजे measurements. Parameters like temperature and pressure. You need not modify anything else. You bring about changes in parameters such as temperature and pressure. Physical changes are brought about. Physical changes can be brought about by changing in the parameters. Parameters means measurements of certain quantities. They are called parameters. By bringing about changes in the parameters such as temperature and pressure. Whereas chemical change has to do with parameters, no doubt, temperature and pressure, but it involves bond breaking and bond making, students. Okay, physical change example is water can be converted into ice by lowering the temperature. Similarly, ice can be converted back into water by we'll put it like this: ice can be converted back into water by increasing the temperature. Means you notice that physical changes can be reversed to obtain back the original form. But here it's quite difficult. I don't say it is impossible, but it is quite difficult. Okay, so I'll repeat the physical changes and then I will explain you these chemical changes in detail, because in this topic we'll be discussing chemical reactions itself. Are you okay here? What are physical changes? Physical changes are the changes which can be brought about by change in the parameters such as temperature and pressure. The physical changes are temporary. Okay. Next, there is no change in the composition of matter, meaning solid remains solid, liquid remains liquid, and all that. That is called composition of matter. Physical changes can be reversed, like water can be converted into ice by decreasing the temperature. Similarly, ice can be converted back into water by increasing the temperature. These are the most important points regarding physical changes. Are you okay? And easy and the very simple way to understand is that physical changes are temporary. Now, what are chemical changes? Chemical changes are the changes where certain substances undergo bond breaking. Now, the bond may be in any formula. No? If you have heard something called as covalent bond, will do. If you have heard something called as ionic bond, will do. Anything. So, bond may be in any form. So, chemical change is a process. It's a process where certain substances undergo bond breaking to form new substances with the formation of new bonds. Let me tell you one thing. This chemical changes is called a chemical reaction. I'll repeat what I said. Chemical changes are the changes in which certain substances undergo bond breaking, bond may be in any form, to form new substances with the formation of new bond. This typical process of bond breaking to form new bonds is called as a chemical reaction. So chemical reaction is a chemical change itself where some substances undergo bond breaking, some substances are formed due to the formation of new bonds. Simple and easy. Are you okay here? Next we'll be discussing something called as chemical equation, which is very necessary for you to understand. Students, in the previous class I had given you all the chart and the filling of the chart and all that. Today we'll take one example out of that where zinc dust, we'll put here in words, students, intentionally. Zinc dust reacts with copper sulfate to form zinc sulfate plus copper. This is a chemical reaction where zinc dust reacts with copper sulfate. Mulano, it can be PHAT also, but the latest modification is FAT. Let me clear this point here. In textbook it may be given as PHAT. You can write it as PHAT, but it is old fashioned now. Zinc dust reacts with copper sulfate to form zinc sulfate plus copper. Students, this is a chemical reaction. The representation of chemical reaction where the components are represented in the form of words is called a chemical word equation. What is it called as? It is called as a word equation. So what is a word equation? A word equation is an equation where the chemical components of the chemical reaction are represented in the form of words. First point. Second point, generally the substances which undergo bond breaking are called the reactants, and the new substances formed after the formation of new bonds are called products. The reactants and the products are separated by an arrow. Okay, the tail of the arrow, the components on the tail side of the arrow are the reactants, means left side, and the components on the head of the arrow are the products. Okay, so always a chemical reaction is the one which is divided into two parts. Some substances which undergo bond breaking, they are called reactants. The new substances formed after the new bonds are called products. Reactants and products are separated by an arrow. That's it. Are you okay? The representation of the chemical components of a chemical reaction in the form of words is called as a word equation. Students, every time it is very difficult for you to show a chemical reaction in the form of words. So we write it in a more condensed form. You know, every time it is inconvenient. I don't say it's very difficult, but it's inconvenient to write the reactants and the products in the form of words. So therefore we use another method where the reactants and the products are condensed in the form of their chemical formulae. Okay, this condensed form of chemical reaction in which the reactants and the products are represented in the form of their chemical formulae is called as a chemical equation. So what is chemical equation? Chemical equation is the word equation in condensed form. Means what? Where the reactants and the products are represented in the form of their chemical formulae. That is called as a chemical equation. Are you okay here? Point number 1. Chemical equation is over now. Now concentrate here. Now the same reaction, how do I write here? Zn plus CuSO4 arrow. These are the reactants on the left side. ZnSO4, zinc sulfate plus copper, due to which the light blue color of copper sulfate vanishes. Are you okay here? It disappears. This is the chemical equation where the components of the, or we'll put it like this, where the reactants and the products are represented in the form of their chemical formulae. That is called as a chemical equation. Are you okay? Now, conditions while using a chemical reaction. What are the some certain rules you have to follow? First rule is that, students, the reactants are represented on the left side and the products are represented on the right side. So, the left side reactants, the right side products. Okay. Next, if there are, as I have shown here, as I have shown already, if there are more than one reactant in the given chemical equation, if there are more than one reactant, then they are linked by a plus sign. If there are more than one products, if there is more than one product, then the products are also linked by a plus sign. That's it. So reactants on the left side, products on the right side. More than one reactant is separated or linked by a plus sign. More than one product is also linked by a plus sign. Rule number 2. Rule number 3. Students, here generally it's very important, precise to be to represent a chemical equation in a precise way. The reactants and products are represented by their physical state. Like for example, zinc is in solid form, S is represented for solid, okay, L for liquid, G for gaseous. Is it okay? AQ for solution, means if the solid is dissolved, if the component is dissolved in water. Gaseous is also shown by arrow vertically upward direction, or even a precipitate. Samjha if there is a reaction taking place and a kind of a component is formed which is insoluble, then it is shown as a precipitate with an arrow pointing in the vertically downward direction. Students, if we take, when we take more and more reaction, we will come to know. So here we are going to represent a precise way of a chemical reaction by representing the reactants and the products in the form of their physical state, like S for solid, L for liquid, G for gaseous or arrow upwards, AQ for the component dissolved in water, and precipitate, which is an insoluble quantity, with an arrow downwards. Like zinc is solid, copper sulfate is AQ. AQ means copper sulfate solution, where copper sulfate is dissolved in water. You get zinc sulfate, which is again AQ, students. Means zinc sulfate is a solution formed plus copper. Copper is solid. Are you okay? Copper is again solid. This is the more precise way to write the reaction. Students, in certain reaction, there is heat needs to be supplied, and in certain reaction, heat is evolved. Are you okay? Certain reaction demand the supply of heat energy. Like you take limestone. You have to heat it. You will get two important components, that is calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Here carbon dioxide is in gaseous form, which can be represented with an arrow upwards. Calcium oxide is calcium oxide is solid, students. Calcium carbonate is also solid. Here calcium carbonate needs to be converted into calcium oxide by supplying heat energy, and heat energy is represented by a triangle over the arrow. Triangle over or below the arrow also will do. Okay? This is one way here. This is one way of doing. Like some reactions demand heat energy, like that. There are certain reactions where heat energy is evolved, given out. heat is liberated. There at the side of products we show heat plus delta. कळतंय? किंवा प्लस हीट दाखवायचं. Are you okay here? So if heat is supplied during the reaction, it is written over the arrow, and if heat is liberated, then it is written after the product. That's it. Students, there are some reactions where we use certain specific changes of temperature, pressure and catalyst also. Like for example, vegetable oil, normal vegetable oil reacts with hydrogen gas only at temperature 60 degrees Celsius and only in the presence of nickel catalyst to form vanaspati ghee, dalda. Dalda म्हणतात त्याला. Are you okay here? So vegetable oil reacts with hydrogen gas but only at 60 degrees Celsius and in the presence of nickel catalyst. So whether you are using a catalyst or whether you are using the changes in temperature, they should be either written above the arrow or below the arrow. That's it. That is how you represent a chemical reaction. One more point I would like to clear here. You know, students, copper reacts with concentrated nitric acid to form nitrogen dioxide, whereas copper reacts with the same nitric acid in dilute form to form nitric oxide. This is nitrogen dioxide. This is nitric oxide. But here we use concentrated. What is the meaning of concentrated? Majority of acid, minority water. Dilute. Majority water, minority acid. That is called dilute form.